I'm Matthew, I'm 14, I'm from Tennessee, and this is WrestleWorks.
First up, Matthew, what made it appealing for you to, drive up here because you're from Tennessee? What made it appealing for you to come up here?
I thought it was an amazing opportunity to learn and get better. Wanted to learn from you because you're definitely an inspiration in my wrestling. And just left a comment and you ended up responding to me.
Yeah, no, that's what's super cool is, we were kind of talking before that it's like all you have to do is to reach out to someone. Like how many times have you wrestled like with a college athlete?
This is about my first time.
Because you're going into high school now. So definitely I guess that's one advantage that you already have like over me. Like I didn't necessarily be able to like wrestle with these like college guys, and so one thing that I give you credit is to going to these opportunities. So far in your wrestling career, kind of what are some of your accomplishments, or what are something you're most proud of?
Earlier this year, I won EVCs, which is the East Valley Conference. I went pretty much undefeated my 8th grade year, and it was a disqualification.
Oh really? How'd you get disqualified?
A little bit too much of a lift on my double leg. He ended up hitting the floor before my knees did, so they called disqualification on that.
Well, I don't think you'll get disqualified in high school, but maybe for the younger, you should be good. If you could rate your wrestling on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're Olympic champion, 1 being you just got new kicks, what would you rate yourself?
I'm not Spencer Lee, I'm not Jordan Burroughs. I've been wrestling since I was 4, so I think I'm pretty up there, probably about a 6 or a 7.
What do you think to get you to the 8, 9, or 10? What do you think you would have to do personally?
I really just have to focus on myself and my mindset, listen to my coaches in half circles and all that it takes to get to the next level.
If there was one advice you think you could give to a wrestler, someone maybe in your situation or someone younger, what would you say to that wrestler?
Don't give up, and you don't lose, you learn. Every loss is a learning opportunity.
I love that. If there was one thing to come out of this experience of something that you learned, what was like the #1 thing like you'd like to learn or get better at?
Probably moving someone in my hand fights, and when I tie up, I just have problems getting to working my setups.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's get a warm-up in, and then we can get wrestling and get her going. So some thoughts going into technique here. I saw some of his matches, a couple things. One thing I do want to show him is the gator bacon, because he kind of did an assassin off of it, but I think this is something that he can utilize. And one thing too, what I saw is that I kept putting my hand on his head just to see kind of what he would do, and he would kind of slap it off. But one thing that I'm going to kind of say to him is he can actually use this as his own arm drags, because you could see he does a lot of arm drags. So maybe utilizing this in his offense, I think it's going to be super helpful. But rising up today, blue raspberry, and let's keep her going. So far, going from kind of just that little scrap there, one thing I did want to talk to you about is your arm drags. Are you a big guy that like loves arm drags? Yeah. So one thing I noticed, did you notice that I would sometimes put my hand on your head, and then you would kind of grab it? One thing I noticed is that you didn't do too much from a drag from here though. So like if you, when I put my hand on your head, like it's kind of like you slapped it off a little bit, or maybe you just kind of like grab it a little bit, but you didn't do anything, I guess, because of that. So here's what I challenge you, and even in my situation too. If I grab your head and you grab it, that's exactly what I want you to do. Yeah. Now, one drag that you can utilize from here is you're gonna take it off, you're gonna palm down, and you're gonna go into your drag here. And when you go on a drag here, one thing I'm gonna show, keep your head on his bicep here. So I drag, and then you're on the inside, and you're grabbing here. And one thing you do, every time like you shot, you would get me in a good position where I'm like down blocking, but you never followed it up. One thing I challenge you, especially going to high school, the transition wrestling is the #1 thing you need in order to succeed in those levels. So try this one out. So what I'm gonna do, hand on head, he's gonna grab. Rotating down, and I'm circling here. If you're a good partner, you're gonna circle out of it, right? But I still wrestle to pick up your leg and take you down. So that's what I challenge you to do. So once again, so what you're gonna do, place your hand on the head, opponent's gonna grab, thumb down, circle, circle, and then you're gonna go into the takedown. So let's do that a couple times, kind of see how you like it. You can go slow here, go slow. Yep, there you go. Oh. Close, here, watch. So when I'm doing it, watch how I'm just, do you see I'm not even on my, instead of down here, this guy can sprawl. But if I'm really close to you, you can't sprawl here.
Okay.
So try that. There you go. There you go, yep, yep. There it is, perfect. Nice. Nice.
Step 4.
There you go. Very good, very good. What do you think about that one?
I like that.
Because what's the usual drag for the setup that you do? What is that, if I'm like on inside tie? Yeah, no, definitely. That's one thing I would suggest is utilizing that hand fight. Because one thing, like when I was watching some of your matches, it was a lot of stuff from space. Like you'd be back here, and then maybe you go like up here, and then you like shoot. But instead, if you can really focus on going from the tie, that's what's gonna be crucial. Now here's something we actually worked on practice here recently, and it's more of kind of like the outside step, but the idea remains the same as like, you don't have to go to your knee right away. So when we're wrestling here, you wanna get the collar tie like immediately, whether I'm on inside or the outside here.
Yeah.
And all you're gonna do is I'm gonna circle which way I want your foot. Let's say I want that one.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reach my hand behind your knee, and see how I'm not even shooting yet?
Yeah.
It's almost like you can use it as a fake, but a lot of times you can use it as a shot. So I'm wrestling here, circle, drop, and do you see how I'm not on my knee yet?
Yeah.
This is where I can go into my knee slide and take you down. So let's say I want to do on the other side. And two, what I noticed when you were grabbing hand control, you were right here for a lot of the time, and I kept wanting you to try to go for that ankle pick or something. Like when my hand's right here, look how close my hand is to your ankle.
Yeah.
It's already super close because I have your wrists. So just dropping, it allows it to be that much easier. So really slow it down, pick out what leg you want, circle me, and then just drop the hand right behind my knee. There you go, nice. Ooh, nice. Try the knee one too. Literally just right behind the knee. Same hand, same leg. Nice, nice. Nice. Yeah, that was great. Try that ankle pick too that you were doing when you were grabbing that wrist. It's like if I grab your wrist, throw you down. Yeah, that's really good. How does that feel?
It feels way better.
Because it definitely, that one feels a lot more powerful because it looked like you were too extended when you were just drilling. It was like you were like this.
Yeah.
Now one match in Fargo actually, I went on an ankle pick, but this guy underhooked me right here and threw me right to my back. Yeah, which was not fun. So that's why if you have that wrist, it allows you to have that much more pressure and for it to be closer.
Yeah.
That's how you can get it. One thing too, one of the kind of last things on neutral is that one of your matches, some guy was in on like a deep high C and you kind of went assassin. Have you ever heard of the gator bacon?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So this one has even caught me before by my teammate, not shout out to Kraft. But when a guy gets like on a high C, and just, this is basically last resort, because you don't want to get in this position too much. All I'm gonna do is sink my hand under. This is what Bo Nickel is good at, how he pinned Miles Martin. And I'm sitting back in the chair, over the top, and you're pinning him.
Got it.
So if I get on a shot here, boom, I'm driving. There you go, sit. Yep, there it is. Oh yeah. Yep. You probably, have you done that before? Yeah, I've done that before. Let's do that one more time. Oh yeah, okay. So another thing I saw when you were doing your bottom work, if a guy was getting pressure in on you, it looked like your weight was so much on your hands and you were like down like here and it made it so much harder. One thing I learned that when I went into college is literally perfecting the seal. And I was like good at it in high school, But when you get up to those higher and higher levels, this is how you can this is how I made it my staple, where it's like, no one's gonna hold me down. Yeah. And that starts with like the perfect seal. I call it like the bulletproof seal. So here's what I want. Like, let's say if a guy's lining up regular side, one thing that I saw you didn't really have that seal. So this is what I challenge you. Take this one hand and just grab your ankle back here. And watch how my elbow is like in on my hip right here. And so all you're gonna do from here, as soon as you get the seal, you should be sitting on your ankles and all of your weight should be pressing back into the mat. Because if your weight's forward, that's how he allows you to keep driving you down. Yeah. So as soon as you get that seal, this hand is the one that is getting the fingers. So if you're riding here, number one, you see how I beat your hand? Yeah. You have to beat the hand. This hand, this is the hand that's gonna attack the fingers. I'm not attacking wrist, because you can still like roll this out or, you know, I can't grab anything. But if you grab the fingers, I like grabbing like all four like this. Yeah. All you're gonna do is it's just a lunge. And how do you lift much in the summer or anything crazy? Even just calisthenics, just lunge up. So I'm just stepping up. And as long as you have one hand beat, that's all you need. You just need to beat one hand. So here, I'll tap on 3 and then you gotta beat me. There it is. Yeah, no, that's good. Especially when you get to your feet, you have a lot of back pressure, which is really good. How does that seal feel for you?
Feels way better.
Feels way better?
I usually just go here,
you usually just go here on the inside,
yeah.
But that outside, it just allows it. And some people think like it's easier to get like an arm bar or something, but I mean, I have found a lot of success in it, so I mean, I'm sure you're gonna kill it. Let's do it one more time. Nice, yeah. I mean, there's nothing to grab, because my goal is to get that wrist. If your wrist is already here, I mean, by the time I go reach for it, you're already up and away. Yeah. So that's one thing I saw, which is really good. Now, basically, this goes into your segment. Do you have any questions, any move, anything that we can go over, drill, spar in?
Not in particular, no.
In particular? Do you want to get like a, we could just roll around, we could spar for like just 7 minutes, just going around, and maybe we can get like a best of 3 or whatever you want to do, and we can continue?
Yeah, best of 3.
All right, let's do it. Let's spar around. Best of 3 takedowns with Matthew. Let's get it. Oh, there's one. That was quick, that was quick. Oh no. Oh. 2. Okay. Yeah, I ate that elbow. Oh no, nothing yet. Oh no, Matthew, don't let me get it. Don't let me get it. Ah, good fight, good stuff. Alrighty, Matthew, so far, what do you think? Well, how was practice?
It was pretty fun.
Yeah?
Tiring.
Yeah, definitely that's one thing. We were talking with your mom that where you guys are from, it's like super dry. It's like dry heat, but this is like humidity. Yeah. So how was that kind of navigating for you?
It's a lot different to breathe, I guess. It's just heavy air. Mm-hmm. Went to Colorado not that long ago, and it's just a completely different animal. It's thin air and then heavy air down here.
Cool. Well, one thing too, guys, again, Matthew's gonna go into his freshman year of high school. I'm going into my 5th year of college. You gave me a heck of a practice, and that's one thing I would say, like, thank you. Like, that was a great scrap there. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, like, if you keep on keeping on with what you're doing and just keep showing up to practice and doing opportunities, like, I mean, you're gonna kill it. I already know you're gonna kill it.
One recommendation: don't eat Dunkin' before wrestling. The eggs sit way harder than they should.
Yeah, yeah, I would say that. Oh my goodness. Well, no, this was fun. What do you think is the #1 thing you learned, or something that like you just absolutely love so far from the practice?
I love spending time with you, getting the opportunity to learn from you, and
Sure.
especially since you're a D2 college athlete. You know, it's just about getting mat time and the opportunities. Wrestling is a privilege.
Absolutely. What do you think for you? What's your career goals looking back?
Just to win state. I always have goals set up. So state, college wrestling.
Where do you want to wrestle in college?
I mean, depends on the offers, but like obviously dream schools are like Iowa Hawkeyes and Penn State, Ohio State. Even if I got to the chance to wrestle here, I would definitely take it, or any D2 college.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing too, I would talk to you about lifting. How often do you lift? Like, do you prioritize like your strength? I know you are. Like, you're still maybe not in high school yet, because high school is usually where you start. A lot of people start lifting.
Yeah. I haven't really been able to touch the weight room since school.
Sure.
Because of the move, and then.
Yep. Well, absolutely.
Had a hurricane at the property, so I'm still cleaning up.
A hurricane?
Or tornado.
Oh, tornado?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, either or.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We do have a little gift for you. So, Crosby, you can toss me. We got loaded protein. We got Fruity Crunch. Fruity Crunch Rise Protein, 25 grams of protein. Absolutely love it. One thing I love about this, it's not like the regular protein that is like, it's super chunky. One thing, like this is like all smooth because it's instantized. But
really?
So this is for you.
Thank you.
Fruity Crunch protein powder from Rise. So if you use code Cayden, you're gonna save 15% off. So I hope you love that. Not sure if you ever tried it, but I'll tell you what, like I think you're gonna love it.
Fruity Crunch sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, it's I have the cinnamon toast all the time. It's literally just like straight cereal, but it's amazing. It's amazing. So
definitely make sure to check out Rise Fuel and then use Cayden's code.
Thank you. Well, any last words for the WrestleWorks?
Just stick to it. It's all a mental warfare. It's kind of hard to explain, but you know, you gotta stick with it. And take the opportunities you can, because wrestling is a privilege.
I love it. All right, thank you, Matthew.
Let me know if you on skate, rolling of the gang, totally